There's a new real estate scam going on that you need to be aware of. If it doesn't get stopped now, it could become a multi-million, maybe even a billion-dollar scam. I make a lot of videos. Most of them are not about scams, but today's video, it's all about a scam that is going around the state of Utah and around the country. So let's get into it right now. And welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm a local real estate agent. If you want to learn everything about the state of Utah, you've come to the right channel. You may consider tapping that subscribe button down below and hitting that bell notification. And YouTube will send you an alert every time I release a new video. And apart from making videos, I help people buy or sell real estate. So if I can be of any assistance, I'll put my contact information on the screen. It'll also be in the show notes. I don't talk about scams very often on this channel, but I've come across a scam that is happening in Utah and in other states, and I understand the scam inside and out. So in today's video, I'm going to cover how the scam starts, how realtors and consumers can get duped, and how buyers are getting ripped off on these deals. I can't tell you how I know about all of this, but I can tell you how it works, and I am getting stories across my desk, actually in my computer, every single week. The scam not only hurts homeowners, title companies, consumers, realtors, and the list goes on and on. So here is how it happens. It primarily targets vacant land or vacant properties. Properties where no one lives in the home, or land where obviously nobody lives on the land. The scammers then go online to look at the county tax records, and they find out the information on who the property owner is. You can also access that information. It's public information. You can go online, look up a parcel of land or a home, and find out who the registered owner is. So let's say the property is located in XYZ city of Utah, but it happens all over the nation. They find out the property address, the owner's name, and where they live. They like to target out-of-state owners. They don't want to target vacant homes or land that is located right next to the owner. They know that if you went to look at the land and the owner lives right next door, you might come out and ask, hey, what are you doing here? So once they have this information, they will make fake IDs, fake documents, and other information showing that they are the owner of the land. With this, they'll reach out to realtors, or they'll post the land for sale on sites like KSL.com, Craigslist, and many more. When they do reach out to realtors, the conversation usually goes like this. Hey, I've got land in XYZ city that I want to sell, but I live out of state. I won't be able to meet you. Could you list my 10 acres for sale? Are you interested? But remember, they are not the owners of the land. They're just someone who found out the details online about the land, and they made a bunch of fake documents. Then you or I we'll talk to them on the phone or text message about the property. You may even go out there and take a trip and look at the land, and it could all be legit. It could be a real piece of land. It looks just like the photo that they got off of Google Earth. Usually you will find that they do not have a survey for the land, and the photos come from the internet, or they had an agent go out there and take the photos. After all, they're working on multiple land deals, and they don't want to spend any extra money getting a survey done on the property or having a professional photographer go out and take photos. And people are getting duped into believing that they actually own this land. And what I've noticed with these scammers is they will not get on any kind of video call. They do not want their photo out there. They'll give any kind of excuse that they don't have a camera, they don't have access to a camera, whatever excuse they can come up with. And sometimes when you ask too many questions, they will just move on to the next individual or the next realtor. So one thing that you can do if you are going out to the actual land, if there is any neighbors in the area, is to knock on their door and see if they know the owner of the land. Maybe they have a phone number for that particular owner of the land. Give them a call and see if the numbers match and if it is a legitimate piece of land for sale. And that's one of the reasons why they like vacant land. A lot of times with vacant land, there are no neighbors around. to ask questions, or if you go and look at the land and there's a neighbor next door, they may actually own that piece of land. They might walk over and say, hey, can I help you? That's my piece of land. Also, you'll find many times the scammers live in another state, and sometimes they will actually dupe another individual into opening a bank account so that when you send money, it goes to someone else's bank account, and then they get paid from that individual. They try everything that they can to distance themselves from the crime. And they want to close as quick as possible. They try to pressure you to close today, tomorrow, next week. They use many tactics like, you may lose out on the deal if you don't act now, or I have other people interested in the property, so you have to send me the money now. I create a little bit of a list of some red flags, and first on the list, if you cannot meet face to face, then it possibly is a scam. I know some people do live out of state and need to sell property while they do not reside in the local area. Also remember that most of the scammers will do everything in their power to not meet you in person or do a Zoom call. They do not want their faces to be known. Reminds me, a long time ago, I did some business with an old timer, and I was talking to him on the phone, and he said to me, Mike, I only do business eyeball to eyeball. And that rings true with these scams. Number 2, excuses. Beware of excuses like, I can't meet you in person. I don't have a survey. I lost a survey. This is a big one because they usually do not want to spend money on a survey. They want you to spend the money. And number 3 on my list, anytime they ask for a fast closing, they want to pressure you for a very quick close, 3 days, 1 week, etc. They want to scam your money before you get a chance to uncover their scam. And number 4 on my list, title insurance. They will encourage you not to purchase title insurance. I never recommend anyone purchase a property without title insurance. Whether it's a home, a land, title insurance, in my opinion, is a must-have. Number 5 on my list, use a reputable title company. If they insist on you using a particular title company, it could be a red flag. And right now, if you're in the middle of a land deal, pause, take a moment to do some research. People are being scammed all over the country as we speak. These scammers are operating in Utah and all over the country, primarily on vacant land and vacant homes. Just be careful, do some extra due diligence. And one of my biggest tips, if the property is listed by a real estate agent, ask the selling agent if they have ever met the homeowner or the landowner. What is their relationship with the seller? Do they know the seller? If they do not know the seller and they have never met the seller, it could be a red flag. And because of the pandemic, there have been many times that a real estate agent never met the buyer or the seller. I had many transactions where my first interaction face-to-face with a buyer or seller was when they moved into the home. So this scam can be very effective. So in summary, if you have any kind of questions, by all means, reach out to me. Glad to answer anything that I can. If you enjoyed this video, please tap that like button down below. And until the next video, take care and stay safe.